And then he was like, do this one thing and I'll send you a replacement. What's up, my friends? How do you get power to that from the house that is over here? That house right there, that house, which has no direct connection to that trailer. We need to get power out there. And this, my friends, is the secret. But we're not just gonna talk about this solar panel, we're gonna talk about 2 solar panels from the same company that I think really deserves a shout out in this world of cheap, disposable things that go wrong and there's no company backing them up. And before we go any further, Deltran doesn't know I'm making this video. I have paid for both panels out of my own money. Yeah, that's where we're at. This is an honest review setup thing. Call it what you will. This is a replacement panel. So I'm going to tell you that story, and we're going to set this bad boy up today in today's video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. So I know this little mic thing, it's kind of necessary. I like the audio quality better with this than the built-in Sony mic and everything else, and I've been practicing using it more. Hey, this box, oh, I cut it open already, good. Anyway, this is a replacement panel because back in 2019, I bought the trailer over there, and I had my Vaquero at the time, which was a Kawasaki, so it started up every time, it ran all the time, and it never gave me any troubles. So I had the Kawasaki in the trailer. Then I bought my Street Glide, which you'll see in a minute. And as soon as it got cold out, it was like, yeah, I'm not going to start, dude. Turns out that Harley recommends that you put your bike on a battery tender when not in use. There's the GPS, there's the security system, you know, there's a drain in the system, and they recommend putting it on a tender. There's no way to get a tender out there because I'd have to run conduit under the sidewalk. It's the city's property. And then I discovered these bad boys. So I ordered one of these off Amazon. I will leave links below to the panel I'm currently using, which I'll show you in a few minutes. They don't sell this one anymore. If I can find a link to it, I'll put it on the video description, but this is a discontinued model. So we're gonna talk about the warranty replacement process too. Boy, styrofoam got busticated. It's a technical term, but the panel comes out of the box like so. You drop stuff on the ground, it's all good. There's nothing else in there, but we have to be careful with this. And it's taped in place here. You can see, got some tape on it. And I'm gonna mention some of the pros and cons of this system too, here in just a few minutes. Bear with me. We're gonna wanna slide these up off the top, okay. I don't wanna make a big environmental mess, so we're gonna try to keep our stuff to a minimum here. And you can't hear me over the sound of tape ripping. Great. John, you're excellent at this. Prop it on your shoe so it doesn't damage the charge controller, or whatever they call that piece. The solar controller. It comes built into this system, but on the next one, you'll see a slight difference on the newer panel. Yeah, over there, one last up. This is like the most time-intensive part of this whole project is getting the daggone styrofoam off. And before I forget, how you doing out there in YouTube land? Are you having a good day? I always try to ask my viewers how they're doing because I care. So anyway, we got the box. You know what? I'm kind of curious to see what's in this box because it's November of 23 when I'm filming this. So it's been about 4 years since I bought the panel. That'll come in handy too. Yeah, safety instructions like so, and alligator clips, which we're not using. So, hey, leave me a comment below. What brand battery charger do you use on your bike, if any, when it's not in use? I'm curious. I've always had Deltrans and I trust them. Let's take a quick look at it real quick. Yep, that's redundant. So taped on the back here, more tape, geez. A little cable, yeah. Now for like 13 bucks, you can get a 25-foot cable, which I've done. I will leave a link in the description below for that too, because I highly recommend it. This cable is only about 6 feet long. So running from the roof of a trailer down into the trailer, your bike better be right up next to the door. Mine is not. Anywho, back to the story. I had a dead bike. My Harley wouldn't start. The dealer came by, picked it up, took it back, checked it, everything was good. They're like, well, you know, it's been 26 degrees for a week. And now today it's only 36. And I was like, yeah, but I like to ride in the winter. Don't you have a setup for that? And they were like, yeah, you're gonna want the Sin 3, and there's a bee flying around. They're like, you're gonna want the Sin 3 oil at the 5K oil change and yada yada. So I ended up doing that, but in the meantime, I went on Amazon and I bought this panel. Well, I bought the one this is replacing. So it's got the charge controller here. You can see that up close. There you go. Yeah, it's got a little LED light, which I'm gonna show. The one that I had went wonky. Something went Tango uniform in the panel or in the charge controller, and it was flashing orange and green and super speed and slow speed and everything else and yada yada. It sucked. So I don't like that. Let's get up on the roof of the trailer and talk about the warranty process, and I can show you the next panel we've got. There, install complete. Yeah, that was stupid easy, right? So anyway, this is the other panel that I run. It's a little bit smaller. You know what, let's take a look. Let's do a comparison real quick. Yeah, you can see one is a little bit bigger than the other, but this is a 15 watt panel, and I believe this one's 35 watt. It's their strongest one they sell currently. It's about 200 bucks. This one I think was 150 or 180 when I bought it. But this replacement panel, the panel it replaced, which I can actually show you in just a minute, it was doing all these weird things with the flashy lights and blah, 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 blah. So when I reached out to technical support at Deltran, they were like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And I went, let me stop you there, buddy. I am a mechanic. I didn't actually say that, don't lie. But I did bring out the multimeter and I checked voltages and amperages and all this other stuff. I'm not an expert, but I could tell that something was wrong with the panel that this one's replacing, in addition to the blinky lights. This one is currently blinking. It's fairly slow. It's a half second, give or take. And that's indicating that there is no battery attached to it. We're gonna attach a battery and see if that changes. Hey, you're still there, good. We have a solid orange light that then flashed to green. So now you're asking yourself, well, John, why do you have two solar panels? And what's the difference and how did the warranty process end up? I'm gonna explain it. Just let me get some coffee. Coffee. I didn't have this trailer the whole time. Before that, I kept the bobber under a cover, under a cycle shell, in that order, with a tender plugged into it. The Vaquero was the same way until I got the trailer, and then it went in there, and I didn't need a tender on it. It just always started. Then the Harley needed help. There was only one bike in the trailer at any one time. It was the Harley. Well, last fall, we had a siding replaced on our house, and they errantly poked a hole in the cycle shell. I was not real happy about that. They took money off, but I couldn't buy a replacement cycle shell. So in the interim, I parked the bobber in the trailer, knowing full well that I intended to add a second solar panel to the system here because the one on the roof worked great. Why not two? I go on Amazon and they don't make that solar panel. They don't sell that solar panel anymore. So I bought the biggest, baddest one for the biggest, baddest Harley. Where is it? Over there somewhere, I think. Anyway, I got the second solar panel up there and it works great. Let's go check out the difference. I know I'm dark, but it'll show up just fine. See that thing on the wall? That's the charge controller for the new solar panel. The old one, as you saw, is built onto the panel. I had a tool around here. I don't know where I put it. There it is. I would use this, a magnet stick and a mirror on a magnet. So it's a mirror on a magnet stick to look up there and see what the light looked like in the morning to make sure it was charging. Well, a few weeks ago, it wasn't charging, obviously, like I said. But I don't have to do that with the new panel. It's right here. It's built in line. So the wire comes down from the roof into the trailer, and then I hung it there with the command hooks. And as you can see, it's bright green. It's charged. We're good. So with that, I know the Harley is charged up, ready to rock and roll at a moment's notice. Good times, right? That's one improvement they made. The panels physically look a little bit different, whereas the old one had real thin lines. This one has thicker lines and a matte surface instead of real glossy. So it's a little bit different, but the inline thing, and it's like twice as much power. They work. I can tell you from my experience, that 15 watt panel will keep the Harley charged up all winter long. It sat for 62 days at one point, or 61 days, whatever. Did not bother it. It started right up when I needed it to. So I already trusted Deltran, and then when this warranty issue popped up, I was sweating bullets. I'd had I don't know, 5 or 6 different financial hits in the same week. Some big, some small, some gargantuan, teeth mostly. That's neither here nor there. But here we have the bobber connected to this whole setup. See, it just runs over there so it doesn't scratch the paint. And this is plugged into the new replacement panel and it is charged up. It's good. And then here's the Harley. It's got the tender plugged into it and it runs over there and up into that charge controller on the wall. So I was talking to a friend of mine who will remain unnamed, but thank you, sir. You know who you are. And he was like, well, what's the warranty? And I was like, you know, I really don't know. So I went on Deltran's website, it says they have a 5-year warranty, 5 whole years. I had that old panel, just under 4, or just over 4, around 4 years. Yeah, we'll go with that. So I had it 4 years on a 5-year warranty. And like I said, they had me doing the diagnostics and this and that. And the next day I just called the guy and I was like, dude, this is what the panel's doing. He's like, yeah, you need a replacement. Yeah, okay. So here's what I want you to do. And he told me what to do and send a picture of. So I sent him my Amazon invoice, the screenshot of the Amazon order from 4 years ago, showing I bought the panel. I sent him a picture of the back of the panel, which has the model number and serial number on it. And then he was like, do this one thing and I'll send you a replacement. So I did the one thing. And a few days later, I had me a new panel, which you saw me install. We should go look at the old panel. So this, my friends, is the old panel. Looks a lot like the new panel, except, oh, look at that. And I'll bring it into contrast right here. Yep, he had me cut the wire, so it's disabled. And that's so funny. It's sitting here in the sun and it's blinking an orange light. So this is what it was doing when I noticed that it had failed. Even when it was plugged into a battery, it was doing that. And I tested it. I plugged it into the Bobber battery. I plugged it into the Harley battery. I even took the battery out of the KZ and used alligator clips to connect that panel to it. It did not work. Nope, was not happening. Just totally DOA. No, DOA is not the right term. It was just dead. It didn't work anymore. So there you have it. We got the new solar panel installed, tested. It seems to be working pretty good. And they stand behind their product. I mean, you just can't go wrong with a company that stands behind their product. So I think we covered it all. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll be sure to answer them. And I thank you again for watching. If you want to go in the video description and buy yourself a solar panel, please do so through my links. It helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. I have to say that. It's Amazon. They don't take these things lightly. You got to follow the rules. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. And until next time, the 2 mantras. 1, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And 2, do something nice for yourself every day. I'm going to go take the Harley for a ride now. Yes, I am. Question is, will she start? Been plugged in a while. Nice. See you later. Go watch this video next. It might entertain you. Bye.